Hi and welcome to Watch the Time, and this update 2021. We're in November. It's November, I think about the 12th or 13th of November, and I thought I'd do a state of the collection update. And the reason I haven't put out that many videos recently is because I decided to do a drop down to a 2 watch collection. Now, you hear a lot of people talk about it. Is it a viable thing? And especially when you've gone from, I think at my peak I had something like 25 watches. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to sell all of my watches bar 2, so I'm only allowed to keep 2. And at the time I had Seiko's, Citizens, Spinnakers, all sorts of watches. I had a couple of Omegas. I had an Omega Speedmaster, the Moon Watch. I had the Seamaster Quartz. So I had a nice collection of watches, and if you look at my previous state of the collection, you'll see all of those watches. So I decided that I could only keep 2 watches, but I need those 2 watches to cover kind of all eventualities, if you like. So there was some very specific guidelines that they must have. They must be accurate, legible, reliable, and multi-function, in that they kind of work as several different watches, i.e. a dress watch and a tool watch kind of thing. So I did it, and I literally sold everything, even my Omegas. And what I ended up with was these 2 watches, which is the Tudor Black Bay 58, which you've all seen, and you can see my review and unboxing and whatever on that on my channel. There's been a lot said about that. And the Seiko Arnie. Now, neither of these watches are perfect and without their foibles, shall we say, but as a 2 watch collection, I think they work really well. Now, in the meantime, I've had a couple of watches in for review, and one of those is going to be I'm actually giving away, and we'll talk about that later in this video. So I've had watches come in and go out, but my collection is 2 watches. Now I am adding to that. I've bought a Casio, a Citizen, and like an Aquaterra homage, just to try it out. So I have got some more watches on the way. Now, whether they become part of my collection, I suspect the Citizen and the Casio definitely will. We'll see, but I've had this 2 watch collection for a few months now, and to be honest, I've really enjoyed it. Some of the problems with a big collection of watches is deciding, and it's a nice problem to have, I know that, but it's deciding what watch to wear on what occasion, and should I wear a dress watch? But that isn't that's not the pinnacle of my collection, so I call it a special occasion watch. When should I wear that? And it becomes a little bit stressful. So the reasons I chose these 2 watches, we'll start off with the Black Bay 58. Shall we? This is, say hello to Sol. Hello, mate. Hello. Special guest. This is Sol. So the reason I chose the Black Bay 58, it's legible. It's one of the most legible watches I've ever had, night or day. The loom is fantastic. It's visible anytime, night or day. Great watch. It's reliable. It's got an in-house Tudor movement. It's accurate to within, I can't work it out because it's so accurate. I've got nothing to test it. So over, say, the way I've done it is over about a week, it deviates by less than maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds. If it's not on wrist, it loses ever so slightly. It goes to about minus half a second, but on wrist it's pretty much bang on accurate. It's multi-purpose, so I can wear this as my everyday watch. It hasn't got a date, but I didn't want a watch with a date on it. I don't need a watch with a date on it specifically, and I like the symmetry without the date. So as a watch that you can wear every day for work, in jeans and a t-shirt, it works perfectly. But because it's got that sort of the gilt hands and indices, and it's got that little bit of kind of class and pizzazz about it, it works perfectly as a special occasion or a dress watch. And it's slim, it's comfortable. You can put it on I've got a nice leather strap that I put it on, or you can put it on you can leave it on the bracelet. Now, I had an issue with the bracelet in that I couldn't size it. It was either too loose or too tight, depending on whether you had a link in, link out, and because there was only 3 levels of micro adjust. So I drilled an extra hole in the clasp, and now it fits me absolutely perfectly. I've got, I just leave it and it's perfect. It's robust, it's all stainless steel, we've got a sapphire crystal. I like the fact that it's got an aluminium bezel insert. I know ceramic is the big thing at the moment, but I don't like the aesthetic that you get with ceramic bezels. I've had a few. I prefer the aesthetic you get with an aluminium bezel, and I prefer the patina that you get over long term. Obviously I needed a watch for, say, a slightly more rugged beta style watch as well, a watch that I would wear when I'm doing outdoor activities, but was also reasonably classy, had to be legible, again, had to be multifunction, reliable. And I'd had the Arnie for quite some time, and it kind of fit all those bills. It's a Prospex dive watch, it's a certified dive watch, it's solar quartz, and it's never gone below 9 out of 10 on the charge state. And bearing in mind, when it's part of a 2-watch collection, this is my daily watch, this is kind of the weekend watch. So it sits in a box, indoors, it's pretty dark, it goes to sleep every night, it's got like a power save function, and it kind of just looks after itself. And as I say, it's never yet once gone below 9 on the battery level, or the power level. You've got a stopwatch, you've got dual time, you've got an alarm, you've got a backlight, you've got really good lume. It's a big watch, it's got nice presence, but it's comfortable to wear. I wear it on these Watch Gecko canvas straps. I've got 3 different colours. This is like the charcoal grey one. Really liking that, works really well. So between the 2 watches, I've kind of got everything covered. My daily watch is 200 metres of water resistant, as is my kind of beta watch, so I haven't got to worry about getting them wet, or I'm not worried about dust ingress into the watch and things like that. So they're kind of just wear and forget. They're both supremely accurate, so I don't have to worry about setting the watch accuracy. I've got I think it's like a 70-hour power reserve on this, so I can wear this during the week, I can wear this at the weekend, I put this back on a Monday morning, it's still running, it's still got the right time. So they work fantastically as a pair. Now, I said they're not perfect, and some of the things that people don't like about... let's start with the riveted bracelet on this. In reality, nobody has ever mentioned it or noticed it on my wrist. I don't notice it when it's on my wrist, because when you're wearing it, you can't see the rivets on the bracelet. It's one of those things where people latch on to something to moan about and pick about on a watch, and it's fair enough. That's, if they don't like it, they don't like it, it's fine. But the reality is, it's a non-event. It's not an issue for me. The issue for me was the fit of the bracelet, and all it needed was 4 micro adjust holes, not 3, and I fixed that by drilling an extra one. I shouldn't have to do that on a watch that costs thousands of pounds. So that was an issue, but now I've done it, I'm glad I did it. I didn't do a perfect job, but it works perfectly, and that's the main thing to me. It's the fit on the wrist, and it is now absolutely perfect. When I'm really cold, like I am now, it's ever so slightly loose, but it's not uncomfortable or anything. It doesn't annoy me. When my wrist is hot, it tightens up a little bit, and it sort of fits perfectly. Negatives on the Arnie. The size could be an issue for some people. It's a big chunky watch, but I like that, and it's fine. It wears really comfortably, no issues for me whatsoever. The only issue for me is the LCD screen is a touch small for my old eyes, and it doesn't have a countdown timer on it. Now, most Casio watches from 10 quid and above have a stopwatch, an alarm, and a countdown timer. They're the 3 things. Yeah, and the countdown feature is one of the features I use the most on a watch. So do I regret going to a 2-watch collection? Absolutely not. I really enjoyed it. Now, when I looked at my collection and I was deciding which 2 watches to get, that was difficult, but it was a fun process to go through. I had Seiko's, Vostok's, Casio's, Dan Henry, 2 Omegas. I had the Moonwatch, the Seamaster, that was the tricky one. I mean, the Moon watch, I was not a problem because I loved the watch, but I never felt like it was my watch. I always felt that I had too much money invested in it, and I don't know, there was something that stopped me from wearing it because it was a little bit vulnerable, having not much water resistance, the Hesselite crystal and things like that. So that was an easy choice that wouldn't become part of a two watch collection. There's just no way it's robust enough, in my opinion. Although it can go to space, which is ironic. But a dunk in the sink and you're on dodgy ground. So that ruled that out. The tricky one was the Omega Seamaster. Now, I had the quartz one. It was a stunning watch, and I wish I could have kept it, but I'd made my decision to do this, and I did it. And that was I think it was about 14, 15 years old, but it was mint. It was immaculate condition, and my sort of thoughts were this will only ever go up in price. Now, I got back what I paid for it pretty much, so I was happy with that. But it was one of those watches. It's like, again, because it was in such good condition for such an old watch, I kind of wanted to keep it that way, and so I didn't wear it as much. And where the Tudor won out over it was that this ultimately could be easily replaced. For one, it had better loom, so it was more legible overall, and I'm happy to wear this 24/7, so I'm kind of more happy to wear this in all situations than I was that Omega, so that wasn't difficult. The Dan Henry, a cracking little watch. Again, the loom let it down, and a lot of these lower priced watches, that is where they fall down, unless you go for Timex and go for something like Indiglo, and I do like my legibility 24/7. It's not for everyone going to a two watch collection, and as the same as having a 25 watch or a 30 watch collection isn't for everybody. So moving forward, it's difficult as a watch reviewer and a YouTuber to only have a two watch collection, because you can't there's nowhere to go, is there? So I have got some watches coming in. I'm going to do a review shortly on a new Casio that I've got. Talking of watches that I've reviewed recently as well, the AV8 Flyboy, which is a Royal British Legion themed watch, and it's a big thing in the UK, Poppy Day, and that's why I'm going to give this watch away to one of my UK subscribers. So the rules are, you have to be in the UK, you have to like, subscribe, comment, and in your comment I just want you to put why you'd want this watch. It's a great little watch. It's mecha quartz, so it ticks 4 times every second, so it, for all intents and purposes, looks like a mechanical watch, but it's got the slim case of a quartz, it's got the accuracy of a quartz, and that sort of just set and forget ability of a quartz as well. It's got the poppy on the dial and the poppy on the crown. It's got a lovely leather strap with it. It's got like a black, I don't know if that's what they call a PVD coated case. I've never had one, I don't really know, but it's got a black stainless steel case on it. It comes in this lovely Royal British Legion Centenary box, with a little pin, poppy pin there, like an enamel poppy pin there with 2021, just got the year there. It's got all the paperwork with it, everything with it. It's although it is a limited edition, this isn't a numbered one, it's 00, which in itself is quite interesting that it's a 00, but because it was a pre-production example sent out for reviewers. So, but it's a great little watch. It's like a Flieger style field watch. It's got this kind of, I don't know if you call that faux patina or what you call it. It's got a lovely domed crystal. Unfortunately, it's not a sapphire crystal, so that was my only gripe about this watch, in that I think the crystal could be a little bit vulnerable. But a lovely watch, nice, lightweight, suit all sizes of wrists. I've really enjoyed wearing it, but I thought, you know what, being that this is the Royal British Legion Poppy watch, I think this would be a great watch to give away to somebody. So as I say, like, subscribe, comment, just put a little comment in as to why you want this watch, and I'll connect with you. I'll probably choose someone. I'll let the video run for a couple of weeks or so, and then I'll choose someone, get in contact, and then I'll send it to you. nice and simple. So there you go, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. As I say, I've got some watch reviews coming up, some new watches into my collection. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.